Today we're going to review special triangles that you learned in trigonometry as part of pre-cal last year. So let's look at the 45-45-90 triangle and the 30-60-90 triangle. On the 45-45-90 triangle, the two legs are congruent, so we will make both of them 1. And then we'll use Pythagorean theorem to prove the hypotenuse is square root of 2. On the 30-60-90, the short leg is across from the 30 and is 1, the long leg square root of 3, and across from the right angle, the hypotenuse is 2. Most of you can remember the ratios and have memorized sine, cosine, and tangent by the memorization technique of SOHCAHTOA. But sometimes we have trouble, so we're going to learn a trick today. But first of all, let's just remember how to use the special triangles. So let's look at sine of 30 degrees would equal opposite of hypotenuse, which would equal 1 over 2, or 1/2. So our trick is going to show us how to find 1/2 where we won't make a mistake with our memorization technique. So next we're going to look, this is called the hand technique. The hand technique will help us find cosine and sine of a special triangle. So the trick is you have to label the fingers, the first finger 0, the second finger 30, the third finger 45, the fourth finger 60, and the last finger 90. After you do that, you will turn your left hand with the palm facing towards you. You will have those labeled appropriately, and you'll fold the finger down of the angle that you are trying to find. If we did example of 60 degrees, you would fold the fourth finger from left to right, and you'll see that you'll have 3 fingers to the left of the fold and 1 finger to the right of the fold. So sine would be on the left, you'd have 3 fingers, and cosine would be on the right, you'd have 1 finger. You will always take the square root of the number of fingers for the numerator. So for example, sine of 60 would be square root of 3 as your numerator, and cosine of 60 would be 1 as your numerator. The palm is the denominator, and it is always going to be 2, as you can see on the picture. Next, let's look at 2 examples for the first 2 angles that we deal with when we look at our hand. A straight angle, 0 degrees, and the 30-degree angle. So if you look at a 0-degree angle, you will fold the thumb, and you will see that you have 4 fingers on the right, 0 fingers on the left. So you could figure out sine and cosine by taking the square root of those numbers and then putting it over 2, which will always be your palm. On a 30-degree, you will see that you will fold the second finger, and you will end up with 1 finger on the left, 3 fingers on the right. So sine would be square root of 1 over 2, which would be 1/2, and cosine would be square root of 3 over 2. Now you're going to look at some examples to help you practice this, and you'll look at your notes as you do this.